What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast, episode 145. We are back ready with the real last big weekend in MMA for the calendar year of 2024. We got one championship on Friday. We got UFC 310 on Saturday, last UFC pay-per-view of the year. Few more combat sports events overall to close it out. You know, we got Usyk Fury 2, we got PFL Europe Championships, we got Horizon New Year's Eve show. We got a couple little things.
Still got UFC Tampa.
Yep, UFC Tampa.
Yeah.
Got a KSW Octagon. You know the good stuff. But the last real big meaningful weekend coming up, starting off with Friday, one championship, Fight Night 26, back on Amazon Prime. And we were supposed to get this fight on
the November card.
Yeah, the November one. But, you know, things got all switched up, mixed up, a whole lot of terrible shit. But new main event for this event, Christian Lee finally coming back to unify the lightweight title, 170 pounds for one championship, against Alibeg Razulov, undefeated fighter, 14-0 from Dagestan, Russia, fighting out of Turkey. Talking about it in the last podcast with, obviously this one, not 155 being 170 because it's one championship, but lightweight division all the same. Dagestan, Russia, these fighters are really just taking over in this division. How you guys feeling about this one heading into it?
So at first I didn't like the idea of, Dagestan really is taking over. But there's a couple things that make me feel much better about this, even though Christian Lee has been off for 2 years now.
Yes.
One is that Alibeg Razulov is not from the same town in Dagestan. He's from a different part of Dagestan, so it's not the same. He's also fighting out of Turkey, a whole different team, so he doesn't have that same background as everyone else from Dagestan does. And also, going through his record, up until he got into one championship, he didn't have the toughest of competition. Like, his fight leading into one championship... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Because that guy was the 12-2. I thought that was also one. But either way, right before that, he was 11-0 going into a fight against a guy that was 2-0. Before that, 10-0 versus a guy that was 1-1. You know what I mean? Like
8-5, 10-9, 12-4, 1-1.
Yeah, like they're not all terrible, but most of them
24-30.
Yeah. Most of them, not the greatest records. It's not your fault when you're on the regional scene. You fight who you're offered, but with that, it's not like he has the craziest experience. As to where Christian Lee, it's like, yeah, he has a couple losses, but he is also 3 inches taller, has a 4-inch reach advantage. He is 6 years younger than him with just more and better experience. I think Christian can get it done.
Yeah, because it's like, with... obviously bringing up just like how the record's kind of all over the place and stuff. It's like he did fight all over the place. Like the most consistent regional promotion that he fought in was Burkett Young Eagles. Had 3 fights there. Everything else is just one fight and then off to a different place. So it one of those things where I feel like just like a lot of times when you see guys fighting like decent people on the regional scenes, usually it's because like they kind of establish themselves in one promotion so they can get all of the good guys coming through.
Yeah.
So with being all over the place, all different countries and stuff, probably, you know what I mean? Like you said, you're just gonna get random fights, whoever's available on that date, and you're gonna take it. You know what I mean? But just, one of those things where, you obviously see that at all different sorts of levels of, people just, not getting a whole lot of, like, whatever level of competition. They move up, to the next one. It's like, oh, like, are you really ready? But then it's like, they get 1 or 2 good wins, and it's like, okay, like, you don't have the lengthy resume to, like, show that you're here, but generally with those one, it's like, okay, you are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, his... last one, Okray Yoon got the interim title in one championship. I feel like it was definitely one of those things where it's like, came in his debut and one's trying to just like, okay, Okray Yoon, we're putting you here because you're the name, take on this undefeated guy making his debut. Hopefully he wins, and then what I mean? Because I think Okrayun and Christian Lee fought 2 times already.
Yeah,
Yes.
he beat him in the decision the first time, and then Christian Lee knocked him out in the second.
Yeah. So, just probably we're trying to look to set up a trilogy like that. And then I just, I don't remember the fight too well, but I just remember Razulov, was just dominating the clinch a whole lot and was able to just, nullify a lot of what Okrayun was trying to do. So it's just one of those things where, just hope, Christian Lee all the time off, he's ready to, get going, put it on some good shots early to, just, give Razulov something to respect, keep him honest, you know what I mean, and just doesn't get too far behind too quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really, I know for us, Christian Lee's back, that's definitely gonna, and even to one championship, that's gonna be the fucking storyline.
Oh, yeah, for
this,
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, being with the Lee family, the biggest stars that they have for them. But yeah, man, just been through a whole lot. Finally back. Just really hope he can.
Yes, indeed.
No, yeah.
Co-main event though, motherfucking dude from One Piece is back. Nabil, the fucking 6'4" with an 80-inch reach. At
145.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's ridiculous.
20 years old, yeah.
Yeah, it says last weigh in 131. It fucking, I just don't understand how someone that big is that fucking light. It's he's skinny as shit, you know what I mean? But it is just ridiculous.
Turn sideways,
no muscle mass.
See him.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's as long as he's able to use that range and height effectively as much as possible, he's just gonna be such a problem for all these guys. You gotta get on the inside on him. You gotta work the body, but it's really hard when you get inside. Elbows and knees are just so easily available for him to use against you, and it's it fucking grabs you up in a clinch. How the fuck you deal with those lanky ass limbs? You know what I mean? Just, oh man. But yeah, just such a fun fighter to watch on a 5-fight win streak. Got the co-main event spot here. It just definitely should be a fun one. Very excited for it. How you guys feeling about this submission grappling championship on the line? Mesa Bastos, I forget how to pronounce first name.
Yeah,
taking
on Mesa Bastos.
Danielle Kelly in the rematch. Kelly was the champion in the first fight, loses it to Bastos. Now we're back for number 2.
I don't know. I'm not particularly excited for it. It wasn't the greatest grappling match the first time. I don't know why or how people really thought that Danielle possibly won that, she didn't really have anything going for her other than the fact that I guess I don't know, she wasn't really doing much, I don't really remember much of it, but from what I do, it was just Bastos, she was the one that was actually attempting to go for things and trying to engage, and Danielle was just kind of no, let me stay out of your guard type shit, Yeah,
because I don't think there were, any catches in that fight. There was no real submission attempts either way, but it was just Bastos that was pushing the pace of it.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, maybe it'll be one of those things where Bastos has more confidence now that she has the belt, she's already faced her, so she knows what she's dealing with, maybe she's figured out how to actually get in there and make her engage more, or maybe on the flip side Danielle is you know what I mean, she knows how to deal with her and maybe she'll be more willing to engage. I don't know, I'm just not the most excited for it.
They obviously just I feel we're just really trying to hype up Danielle Kelly and everything. Just have build her and just another one of their female stars. Just now on the submission grappling side, that being added the first division on the women's side. In my head, it's definitely, I feel they're, obviously it's one of those things with the grappling, they generally bring people in the moment to, have someone fight the champ. So I feel they just are probably trying to get Danielle Kelly back at the title, so they can keep pushing for, the American fan base and stuff.
Yeah, I get it, but I just remember going into it, I didn't know anything about Bastos, but I remember going through her record, and even now, it's she is just much more well-established in BJJ than Danielle Kelly ever has been. She has much more matches, has won championships, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember going through that. Just a whole bunch of different champions all over, right?
Yeah, she has, like I said, just very well established
Mm-hmm.
in BJJ, and Danielle does not have nearly the amount of just accolades that she does, so I don't know why they think that, running it back is that smart of an idea because I kind of feel like Mesa's just going to win again. Honestly.
Yeah, more than likely. And it's going to be what it is, and they're just going to have to deal with the consequences after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought Daniel Kelly was younger, honestly, but 28 years old for Daniel Kelly. Bastos 27, so yeah, we'll see how that plays out, but definitely excited to see it, though. Hopefully it's better than the first one. And I don't know, I just kind of have the feeling with how the first one played out that I feel like they're both really going to be looking to just do better, like, obviously Kelly get the win back and, get it done, and then Bastos, like, maybe trying to get the finish like she didn't last time, so.
Actually solidify it so nobody can say anything.
Exactly. This next one, though, very surprised to see that Jared Brooks is fighting up at flyweight. Interim strawweight champion for one championship. I'm gonna obviously assume that was it Danny Pacquiao or
Joshua Pacquiao.
Joshua Pacquiao, sorry. That he's just like still injured, not able to like be back to unify the titles. But I don't know. I guess that was just the only way for Jared Brooks to remain active. I guess they didn't want him to, defend the interim title or what. I'm not sure, but just interesting to see him up a weight class fighting here.
Yeah, I think it is one of those things where it's their MMA division, and their MMA is some of the least stacked divisions that they have. And yeah, just timelines, opportunities. It's like, hey, this guy's willing to fight, but he's up a weight class, and it's like, fuck it, yeah, I just want to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, going up against Reese McLaren. It's kind of back and forth in one championship. Nothing too consistent. 2-fight win streaks, here and there. 3-fight win streak at one point. But I wonder if I wonder if my head, it could just be like stay busy, or if it's even just like DJ leaving flyweight. It's like there's really nothing left. You know what I mean? Like if whoever, like whenever they decide to book the vacant title fight, you know what I mean? It's like maybe they're gonna look to get like if Jared goes up and is like able to compete fine there, look to see if he wants to do that, or like get someone as the champ and they do a champ versus champ fight. We all know how one loves to do that. So you know what I mean? I wonder if just also could be setting up for something like that in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Let's go. Other than that, this is honestly just a really good card all around. Like Dennis Puric on this card, the Bosnian menace, like he's just always moving forward, brawling. Is gonna be a great fight. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, and the guy he's fighting has just been having some good fights too.
Yeah. Fucking Yu Wakamatsu on this card. Kong Thorny is back versus Nakrab Fairtex. Shamil Gasanov taking on Halil Mir. Halil coming back after taking his first L in MMA. Just fucking Shinya Aoki on the card. John DeBella, former champ, on the card. Just a whole lot of good things. I know, like you told me before, Bruno Pucci, the Angela Lee's
husband,
yeah. So he's also grappling on this card at lightweight. So I wonder, just maybe someone gets if he's able to get like a good win there or something, maybe look to set up him versus Caden for the title or something like that. Always a possibility. But yeah, just real fun cards, stacked top to bottom with just big names for one and just good fights, you know what I mean? Definitely very excited. Oh, man. But all right. I know most people are probably here for the card coming the day after. Saturday, December 7th, UFC 310. If only it was the original plans of Bilal versus Shavkat.
Yeah.
The crowning of Shavkat potentially to become the welterweight champion at 19-0, remaining undefeated. You know what I mean? That just, it would have been big, would have been a great moment.
Yeah.
But sadly, Bilal had to pull out. A foot all fucked up, and that shit was just terrible.
Bone infection in the toe. I'm like, nah.
Completely different from a broken pinky toe.
Yes.
Yes.
Entirely different things. Just, but yeah. So unable to fight. Yeah, unable to fight. They were able to keep Shavkat on the card. We'll get to that, but no longer a title fight. So we get one title fight left, and it's the flyweight title. Alessandro Pantoja looking to make his third flyweight title defense against UFC newcomer Kai Asakura. I think like 3 or 4 times in UFC history that this has happened, where UFC just debuting guy gets a title shot. Does not happen much at all. But motherfucking Kai Asakura is a monster.
He is.
Like, just...
He's kill or be killed.
Yeah. It's one of those things, you know, where it's like Kyoji Horiguchi, an amazing fighter. You know what I mean? It's like, was dominating Sergio Pettis for 4 rounds or something until, like, you know, he ended up getting knocked out by him. Pretty sure it was sub-minute that Kai Asakura took him out of that fight. I
wouldn't doubt it.
It's like he just goes out... Okay, 1 minute and 8 seconds. Just over a minute. But it's like...
I mean, even then, still.
Yeah. Has beaten such solid fighters over in Japan in Rizin. Like you said, kill or be killed, always going out there for the finish. And he's like just, you know, listening to some of the build up and stuff and just saying that like one thing he knows that he has over Pantoja is that he can finish him in one shot. And it's a kind of crazy thing to say considering how tough and durable Pantoja is. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. As we're getting closer and everything, I don't know if I'm just fucking shooting myself in the foot for like a fucking 3rd, 4th time in a row, you know, of just thinking that Pantoja is just gonna get beat up by like a more cleaner fighter, whatever, you know what I mean? But I'm just starting to feel like Kai's gonna go out there and possibly finish Pantoja in the 1st or 2nd round.
Look, 34. He's taken a lot of damage in his career. I can understand where you're coming from. But the thing is, I think Pantoja's going to be able to get Kai out of there as well, because Kai just, like we've said, kill or be killed, and he has been knocked out before. He's never been subbed. But if Pantoja is able to finish Kai, he also ties the record with Davison and DJ for most finishes in flyweight history. So
that'd be pretty impressive.
He's kind of like there's kind of a couple moving parts here with that, and yeah, it's entirely possible that Pantoja could get him out of there.
No, yeah, like I'm definitely, I will not say that that's not easily a possibility, and because it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, if Pantoja's chin is still just holding strong, and Kai's just looking out to go and bomb and get him out of there with big shots, and if Pantoja's just eating it and going forward, he's gonna land the shot to put Kai down.
Yeah, because the thing is that, what was it, this morning that we saw that he said that about the one shot or whatever?
Yeah.
Immediately, I read his quote and was like, oh, Kai's about to lose this fight. Like, how can you just be so confident that you can land one shot and put out Pantoja? You know what I mean? We know that he's tough, he's durable, he can go 5, like, all of these things. And I know that Kai obviously has stupid power and can put a lot of people down, but it's like, it's just wild to be that confident that, yeah, all you need is one shot against a guy that's never been finished, you know?
Yeah.
One thing that I am interested with it, though, like with Kai and him finishing people, is he's really good at going to the body. And I wonder how much he's going to commit to that with Pantoja, and if that's actually going to make a difference, and if because of that he will be able to be the first person to get it done, you know? But I don't know. Very interested in the fight. It's so hard to think that Pantoja is just going to get one-shotted and put down, you know?
Right.
Bless you.
Me and Jimmy have been saying it now for how long? Since essentially like the start of the pod, like not literally, but essentially, Pantoja does not like getting hit to the body. He doesn't. That O'Malley footage came out where they were sparring. He kicks him to the body. He goes down. Like, he does not like getting hit to the body at all. If Kai actually stays to that game plan, he might be able to get him out of there in like one shot where it's just right there, and then follow up with some ground and pound or something, and then just it's over.
Yeah, if that's the one shot he means, like, good for him, you know? Smart and just like then I understand the confidence, but it just seems, you know.
Yeah, man, it's such a good fight. It's gonna be so explosive for as long as it lasts.
Yes.
It's, you know, I have the feeling that it's probably gonna get finished more than likely under 3, but if for somehow we get blessed of this thing going 25 minutes, that is not a bad thing at all.
No.
Like it's just
War.
I kind of just I hope for Pantoja's sake that this doesn't go too extended, and like if him coming out on top, you know what I mean? He does not need whatever extra damage that is about to come his way, because it's like, man, like if he gets hurt like multiple times, or like it's just a war or whatever, and he ends up on top, now he's got to go into another Royval fight.
True.
Like, bro, that's that could be really rough. You know what I mean?
Kai has never gone 5 though.
Interesting.
Because all of his decision wins or losses were 3-round fights.
Yeah.
So if anything was ever booked for 5 rounds, he never made it past the 3rd.
Even with just Kai being kill or be killed, like, already, like, I just trust Pantoja's cardio more for sure, you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Like, who knows if it's just, like, just kind of a war across the first 2 or 3, and then, you know what I mean, and then it's just Pantoja pulling ahead. I wouldn't be too surprised with that either, you know what I mean?
Here's the thing. That's the thing, though, like, with Kai constantly going to the body, and knowing Pantoja doesn't really like it, how much is that going to affect Pantoja's cardio after 2-3 rounds of getting hit to the body?
See, because that's why, like, he has to commit to it, because, like, he'll go there, he'll land knees, he'll, like, throw certain shots, but again, if it's just like him looking for that one big shot, and some of those one big shots, like his last 2 opponents were put down to 1 knee to the body, you know what I mean? So it's like, if he's looking for that one shot like that and it doesn't happen, it's got to be the commitment to keep it up.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, he has to commit to that shit.
100%.
No, yeah.
I'm so excited, man.
I don't know. It's hard to say that I hope Pantoja gets it done, because, like, I do, but it would be awesome for Kai and just, like, very good for the division. Because obviously, just as with this being his debut, nothing but new matchups. Where Pantoja is 9-0 against
he's lapping the division
6
right
people
now
in the top 10.
It's like what we're gonna fucking. Like, Pantoja's gonna beat him, he's gonna get ranked in the top 10, bump Tim Elliott out, and so now it's just 10-0 against the top 10, you know what I mean? Like, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know what it's...
No, for real.
But fucking Kai Asakura, 3 inches taller, 5'8" to Pantoja's 5'5", doesn't have a reach for him on Tapology, so that's definitely something that's gonna be...
so crazy.
Yeah, you
21
and
4. Fucking 16 fights in Ryzen. No reach for him.
Nope.
But so just tail of the tape and everything. We'll see how exactly size wise they match up. But yeah, man, I'm starting to lean towards Asakura, but I would not be surprised if Pantoja gets it done at all. And then like you said, I'm not really like, oh, I want Kai to win, or I want, you know what I mean? It's like 125. Like, I basically love everyone, and I just really want great fights all the time. And
just unfortunately, I feel like 125 kind of needs Kai to win.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely be the best for the division. But going on down to the co-main event, this is the chills thinking about this fight, man. We've been talking about it for a while. We're finally here, and I can't remember if I've said it on the podcast before, but I know that, like, just said it multiple times with you. But especially with this fight, Shavkat Rakhmonov 18-0 taking on Ian Machado Gary at 15-0. This is going to be the start to a golden era for welterweight division in the UFC for probably to like 2030. It is going to be absolutely amazing. No matter who wins this fight, how exactly it goes down, between all of the people in the top 15 right now that have come up, and just how young they are, how just dynamic fighters they are, it's going to be incredible. And it starts December 7th, kicking it off, Shavkat and Ian Gary.
Yeah,
what is the motherfucking excitement level heading into this one fight week?
I'm gonna throw up.
Completely accurate representation.
I cannot wait to see this fight. Shavkat 6'1" with a 77-inch reach. Ian Gary 6'3" with a 74-inch reach.
Yeah.
The odd shorter man with the longer reach matchup.
Yep.
have trained together before. This is going to be an extremely interesting fight. Oh my god, I can't. I hope Shavkat wins. And the biggest reason why is what you were saying earlier of, him getting crowned 19-0, all that. Imagine how much bigger it is. Like, in just, like, the idea, just because 20 is such a nicer number than 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20-0, but especially after coming off of a win if he beats Ian, you know?
Yes.
I definitely have biases, but I really... I obviously know that there's always a path to victory for anybody. MMA, anything can happen.
Yes.
But I really think that Shavkat can get this done. It's like, you know, just looking at their last 3 fights, they both fought Neil Magny, Shavkat getting it done in better fashion. They both fought Jeff Neal, Shavkat getting it done in better fashion. Shavkat fighting Wonderboy and Ian fighting knockoff Wonderboy. Shavkat getting it done in better fashion. It's like...
so disrespectful.
Am I wrong?
You're so...
Is she wrong?
Bro,
anyway.
So
it's Wonder Boy, but inverted. In personality and everything.
Anyway. It's like, Shavkat has just definitely looked way more impressive in his last 3 fights. I know people want to talk about, like, in the Wonderboy fight, like, all he did was hold him up into the cage until he got the sub, but it's like, we all know he went in there with a torn ligament in his ankle, didn't want to have surgery so that he could still fight, and once he got him down, it was just suffocation on the ground. As to where Ian versus MVP, who does not have grappling, holding on for dear life. So it's like... if this goes to the ground at any point, which I assume it will, this is Shavkat's. Like, he got that for sure. It's definitely scary when it comes to the striking because it's like, Ian is a great striker, very technical, very dynamic, and we know that Shavkat can have a problem moving his head up until he gets touched. And I know anyone that's ever seen the regional film of him getting hurt, that always sits in the back of your head of like, damn, you know? Although the same thing, I was gonna say, but I was gonna say same thing though on the flip side of Ian Gary because it was Song Kanong, right, who had him hurt real bad, but then proceeded to get him out of there in the 3rd round. So it's like they both have those moments. But the thing is that like I see Ian's path as like, okay, he probably needs to get the knockout over him.
I don't necessarily think so.
Or stay out of danger and drag out a decision and hopefully be able to do enough to win it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Because it's like, there is no path to victory in my head where this fight has, like, any form of extended grappling exchanges, and Ian Gary wins this fight. You know 0%. Like 100%. But I very much believe Ian Gary is capable of putting on a real good jab on Shavkat. Because, like you said, you know, like, once he starts getting hit, but it's like, if Ian's just going out there, leg kick, jab, and then he's off, you know, at an angle, it's like, I wouldn't really be surprised if Ian is just ripping apart the legs, putting together just good straight shots on Shavkat, just moving around him, and like Shavkat's really struggling to like trap him down, get anything significant. You know what I mean? Like,
you're telling me that even if that started happening, you can't see Shavkat like, okay, time to like muscle myself through and just like push him up against the cage and then work from there. No, you know,
sure. That's possible, but it's like I think Ian Gary's gonna be a lot better with the footwork and everything like that. Just being like a little bit taller too. I feel like it could just like help out with just throwing long leg kicks and just staying on the back foot, you know, like because he will kick. I wouldn't be surprised if Shavkat struggles a bit with that. But
I could see that.
It's just one of those things as well though where fucking Shavkat, you know, this is going to be his first 5-round fight, so that's going to give him more time and opportunity to find the finish. Let's see how he looks, you know, like in like the back end of the fight, but
for sure, because I mean, the closest we got to see it is like, you know, he went almost all 3 rounds with Jeff Neal and was like, no, I need to get this finish now. 4 minutes and 17 seconds. He was able to do it. Yeah. He didn't look too slowed down in the end of that 3rd round, you know?
For sure. And that was also a 5-pound overweight Jeff Neal, too.
Yes.
Like that.
So I'm not, like, I know that we haven't seen him actually even go a full 3, let alone 4 or 5. I'm not the most concerned about cardio.
Neither am I. I'm definitely not either. But
I will.
Just like I'm sorry, it's just one of those things where it's like with saying that I can easily see Ian like, you know, just like outpoint him, keep the distance, whatever for like 5 rounds, get the decision. It's just such a dangerous thing to let a guy like Shavkat hang around for the entire fight.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I just feel like if you're not going out there looking to take his head off and putting him away, he's gonna find his way in to do something to get the finish and just get it done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah. What I was gonna say is like the game plan that you were talking about, keeping it along with kicks, straight shots, jabs, straight lefts, and all that. Thing is, he needs to make sure not to be throwing any kicks up the middle. If he throws any kicks up the middle, Shavkat is grabbing that, sending his ass back, flying to the cage, and trying to take him down.
No, for
immediately.
Sure. Leg kicks and blasting high kicks all day. Like,
yeah,
that's honestly,
those are,
yeah.
Anything up the middle,
even just like roundhouse to the bodies, like that's too much of an opportunity.
Well, that's what I mean. Like down the middle in terms of like going towards his body. Like that has to be just like punches and stuff. Because any kicks, knees are just there to get grabbed.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah.
Speak to what you were just saying. Like it's when Lennox Lewis was fighting Mike Tyson, like that was something that his coach was saying, like, you need to get this motherfucker out of here. If you keep him around, he will find a way to win.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Shavkat is I feel this exact same way is this motherfucker will find a way to win. He will sneak some bullshit through and you will get knocked out or potentially subbed. Like, it is entirely possible.
Yeah, and that's where, with just saying all those things, if I can see Ian doing good, it's, like I said, I just feel like there's no way that this starts to, go 10, 15, 20 minutes, and just Shavkat isn't able to get a hold of him, you know what I mean? And that Wonder Boy fight, I will just never forget of just the look in Wonder Boy's face as soon as he finally got taken down by Shavkat, and it was just like, what the fuck is this pressure? If Shavkat, also like you said, having the torn ligament going into that, if he is much closer to 100% than what he showed up in the Wonder Boy fight,
which he should be, because he's had a lot of time off that I know he didn't really want. So
but it also always one of those things where too much extended time in the gym could also just set up for an injury or something too. But bro, if he comes in anywhere near close to 100%, I just feel like at some point Shavkat's going to find the opportunity to get it done, whether it's through a takedown, whether it's through a big shot. Both undefeated, but every single motherfucker Shavkat has fought, he's found a way to get them out of there in under 15 minutes, and I just have a feeling that it's going to be the same thing with Ian Gary. I don't think we're going to see the championship rounds in this one.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I was about to say, like you said, 18 men have stepped up, 18 men have fallen. Will Ian be the 19th?
Yeah.
Or will he be the 1 in 19? In 18 and 1?
Yeah, man. 33-0 between the two of them. When the fuck have you seen that in in just a number one contenders fight too? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just one of those things where if it would have been so much more meaningful if this had a title on the line. Even if it was for an interim title, it's
But no, it's like if Shavkat was able to beat Bilal here and then as the champ defend undefeated, I
was about to say, because it would have more than likely been the next fight, because it would have been him beating Bilal, then Ian in Tampa beating Buckley, more likely securing him a title shot.
Depending, because it's
depending.
We got to see what they do with Jack.
Yeah, if Jack fights Usman in Perth and beats him, then you know what I mean. It's
even
if timeline. But
I was gonna say Leon Edwards talking about he's headlining a card, and they just haven't released an opponent. So if that shit is Sean Brady,
but
anybody, they're up there.
What I'm saying though is timelines match up so much better for those two at that point, because then you have that fight happen later, then you have one of those two fight on, and
No, for sure. It just, the timelines definitely match up, but it would just, with all of them happening so close, it's if you had Jack beating Usman, and then let's say if it was, Sean Brady or Pratt's beating Leon, it's both of them much better resumes and wins than what Ian would have had beating Buckley. It's it's not even close who's deserving,
No, and I get that.
But it would, I feel like, be a very UFC thing to do as well. Of like, you have these two real deserving guys, and then this guy who talks a lot. Let's make the two deserving guys fight each other and give Ian the title shot. You know what I mean? Like,
no, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like, Ian would have been able. Like, that's the thing, though. Like, even then, like, it would still have made sense because, like, yeah, they might have been more deserving, but it's not like Ian is undeserving of the title shot.
No, for sure.
So it's like one of those things where it's just like, I could make the argument even for Ian because of the timelines, because he would have more time to heal from his fight with Buckley. Potentially, like, Leon and, Brady?
Yeah, either
is what you're
Brady
saying?
Or Prates,
Brady or
I feel like, or
Prates. Yeah. Could be drug out for all 5 rounds of that fight. Same with if it's Jack Della Maddalena and Kamaru Usman. That's more likely getting dragged out for 5 rounds, and Usman has a great jab and is gonna try and keep on the outside and try to take JDM down. So it's just gonna be like, it could just work out to where it's like, yeah, no, Ian would just be the person who would be the quickest to be able to get to a title shot.
100%. But yeah, man, it's so good. The nerves once fucking Ian starts walking out, you know what I mean? And it's like,
right.
I feel it now.
I know. Like, oh my god, incredible. Let's go. Let's see whose O has to go. Going on down to the featured bout, though. It's a great fight. It's a good fight, but it's just like after the main and co-main event, you know what I mean? It's like, this is definitely, like, in terms of name value, it's still there up there, you know what I mean? But, like, it's just...
In terms of excitement, it's definitely lower.
Yeah, because...
I even think the fight's gonna be fun, but it's just, I don't care about it as much.
Because the thing that it just bothers me so much is that I fucking love watching Cyril Gane fight. He's a great fighter, and I want to see him do good things. But... with just all the opportunities he's gotten and then lost and whatever, it's like, I hate the fucking constant push and bullshit that the UFC gives him. It's like, it's just like, come on, bro. With Volkov doing what the fuck he's been doing, why not give him either just the title fight or, you know what I mean, or like just a better opportunity or something. Like, instead of giving him Cyril Gane, who he lost easily over 5 rounds in their first fight because he is a slow, plotty striker and Cyril can move easily throughout, like, 5 rounds. You know, it is a terrible matchup. I just hate the layup for Cyril Gane just so they can be like, oh, yeah, Cyril won now. Like, you know, whatever happens with Jones and Tom now, you know, Tom versus Cyril. It's like, yeah, that's the most meaningful fight at heavyweight, the one that everyone wants to see, but it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just bothers me a little bit. Should be fucking Jai Alton versus Cyril.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes. I agree with you on that.
Because I don't think Volkov and Sergey Spivak have fought before, right?
Yes, they have. I'm pretty sure they have.
No.
Yeah, no.
That just does not sound right.
Yeah, I had a feeling that they didn't. So it's just, you know what I mean? It's like, give Volkov the layup of just more fucking highlight reels to a title fight, a rematch with Tom or something, like, and then give Cyril a meaningful fucking challenge to actually make him deserving of a fight with Tom. Like, I hate it. Because I just don't want to see Volkov get fucking circles ran around him, because this is also only 3 rounds too, so it, like, Cyril can just, like, you know what he just has to worry about, like, doing, like, just staying alive basically for way less period of time. I do hate it. I do think, like, especially with all the bullshit Cyril Gane has pulled, like, I love watching Cyril Gane fight. The second he starts talking, I'm like, shut up. Especially with all the bullshit of, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to fight anyone lower than me, when he was ranked number fucking 1. Like, it just, like, I don't like him. Like, just, like, I get it.
From what he says, I don't like him. As a fighter, I love watching him fight. Great fighter. One of those guys, man.
Nah, yeah. I really hope that, if anything, Volkov's, like, a more commitment, I feel like, lately, to grappling. And, like, you know, with just getting the sub over to Ivasa, having to even, like, fight Romanov, you know what I mean? Just, like, the extra grappling that he's had to do in his fights since, you know, fighting Ciryl Gane. I really hope he can actually make that a tool in this fight and bring that to the table. Because if he can at some point get a hold of Ciryl Gane and actually be able to drag him down, holy fucking shit, man! I'm gonna jump out of the fucking seat and be like, he's gonna sub him. Like, you know,
that's gonna be interesting if he does actually get him down to the ground.
Yeah, I would love to see that. But yeah,
and you gotta remember,
over 3.
Tai Tuivasa has dropped Ciryl. It is possible.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Tai definitely way more like explosive than. You know? And it's just one of those things where it's like in so many fights, like speed kills, you know, and this is a clear instance where Ciryl, with the feet, with the hands, everything way faster than Volkov.
So he has the faster speed to run faster into a big shot and knock himself out clean.
Exactly.
Yes.
But yeah, man, it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be fun. I'm definitely excited. I just hope it's not another Ciryl Gane masterclass over just basically round 6, 7, and 8 of their first fight. You know what I mean? Like, Let's go. Solid 3 fights at the top of this card, at the top of the pay-per-view. These last 2 to open it up, though. In terms of UFC pay-per-view value, they're not the greatest. Don't really deserve to be here, in all honesty. But I fucking love them.
Yeah.
Oh, so goddamn much.
I love one of them.
Nah, they're both fucking... Bro, is Bryce Mitchell versus Kron Gracie, is this the one that you don't like?
Yeah, I've explained it to you guys before, why I don't.
We'll say it on the pod. Why don't you like it?
The reason I do not like it is there's no reason for Kron Gracie, 1, to be fighting in the top 15 in the UFC. 2, I would just prefer to see this in a UFC Invitational. I would just prefer to see this as a straight-up submission grappling match.
No, I
the thing
have
is,
no interest in that.
I have no interest in this because Bryce Mitchell is not going to go to the ground with Kron Gracie. I'm telling you now, he's going to keep this on the feet, and it's just going to be a bad fight.
I'm not, like, so sure about that, though. Like, it might happen, and if it does, then good for him, because it's like, I know that you think that Kron shouldn't be fighting someone in the top 15, but he shouldn't be, but the thing is one of those things where Bryce Mitchell is ranked at number 13. He just got knocked out. Well, his last fight was a year ago now, getting knocked out viciously, one punched into a goddamn seizure. He needs an easy fight. Kron Gracie is 5-1 in his career, or 5-2, sorry, and has 5 submission wins. He is not knocking Bryce out. Bryce's chin is safe. His brain is safe. Like, he is good in the brain damage area. Like, this is a really good fight for him to come back and feel comfortable and be able to perform comfortably. And just, like, you know what I mean? Like, some people really just need that type of shit after something vicious like that. First time getting knocked out, you know? And yeah, it's like, it's Bryce Mitchell. He's a really good grappler himself. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he has more confidence in that, because it's like the only KO on his record is him getting knocked out, but he's got 9 submission wins with the 7 decisions, and he always brings in the grappling. Like,
yeah, and that's where it's like, yeah, because Bryce is really good. Like, he's a pressure fighter. He's gonna go forward. He's got good hands, but his hands are for sure the pathway to set up his takedowns and his grappling. Yeah. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that at some point in this fight, like, Bryce is going to look to, like, push Kron against the cage and, like, grab a hold of him and possibly, even if it's just hold him on the cage or whatever, maybe not take it down. But, like, I just don't see Bryce, like, standing in front of him for 15 minutes and, like, I'm kickboxing with you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so it's just, you know, like, I don't know, like, that's just what I don't expect. And then it's like, with him also always, like, using the striking as a way to set up the grappling and looking for that pathway, I feel like if he does just commit to only striking, with him being a pressure forward guy, I would not be surprised if he overextends at points and Kron's able to duck under and grab a takedown or something, or, like, duck under to grab a body lock, pull guard, and just, like, I honestly have no doubt in my mind that we're getting grappling exchanges in this fight, and that just really makes me feel like Kron can end up getting a win here. I don't know.
I get what you're saying. The reason I just, like, and this is just my, like, the reason I'm like, I don't see this happening is if you're fighting someone who is such a specialist in Chrome Gracie in grappling, why would you even attempt to put it into his realm? Just keep it where you're going to have the biggest advantage, and just don't just don't try to overextend yourself, and just keep it where you're going to win the fight, because you know you're going to be better than them at this area.
For sure. Quick question for you.
Yes.
Is Bryce Mitchell a former champion? Or a championship level fighter? Can you then explain why 3 championship caliber fighters decided to strictly strike it out with Poatan this year during all of his title fights?
Because they weren't being smart. And some of them, they don't have the grappling.
Fighters, you know what
I know, I get what you're saying, but also some of them don't even have...
Yuri does try to grapple with him.
Yes, Yuri did, but also, like, some of them that they're not also, like, that high level in that either. The thing with Crone is, like, he is very bad on the feet. He is literally a throwback to the 1993. Like, he legitimately is a 90s fighter, jiu-jitsu fighter. That's why I'm like, keep it on the feet. Because, like, the thing is, Bryce Mitchell has been training both the whole time he's been doing MMA, essentially. Yeah. So, whereas Gracie grew up, just doing jiu-jitsu and then moving into MMA.
For sure.
So his striking is going to be more intuitive. And I just feel like that's just a better game plan, because all the fights start on the feet. With the whole, Poatan thing, it's like, yeah, but he's also fought people who really only strike. Yuri has tried to get a hold of him, but I get what you're saying. Jan tried.
Yeah.
Jan Lovin's tried. But, like, yeah.
Not yet, but you are right that is the smart way to go. That is the best game plan. It's just I'm not exactly sure if that's the game plan that Bryce Mitchell is going to take.
Okay, I'm sorry.
As a flat earther,
exactly. That is exactly what I was just going to say. We are talking about a smart game plan from someone who believes in flat Earth.
I mean, he graduated from college, like.
This dude twisted his nuts up in a drill.
I have no comeback to that.
Because there's nothing to say. You want a smart game plan from him? I love Bryce Mitchell, but come on.
As he is a good fighter, and he does. And he does fight smart. It's not like he fights stupid. You know what I mean?
I know, but it's really
no, exactly. Just
But I'm very excited for this one. I just cannot wait to see how it plays out. And it's like, if it's just like the Cub Swanson one, where it's like Crone is just fucking butt scooting across the fucking cage because he can't do shit other than a terrible attempt to pull guard and then get beat up on the feet, then it's just like, it's funny. I don't know. Like, it's just like, damn, you still didn't get good. Like, that sucks. Like, I don't know.
Dude, if he butt scoots a singular time in this fight,
he will.
He needs to be cut. It's done.
I also have no doubt that there's going to be some butt scooting.
Because
Let's go. Let's see how that all plays out, though. Last fight on the pay-per-view portion. This fight's going to be a banger.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah, Nate the Train Landwehr is back, taking on my boy Do Hoo Choi. Bro, somebody's getting knocked out. This is going to be fun. Or it's just going to be a banger over 3. That's definitely possible, but I feel like they're both going to be looking for the knockout here.
Do Hoo Choi in the UFC has only been to one decision, and that was Cub Swanson. He's kill or be killed, straight up knocking people out or getting knocked out. Like, I mean, he is the one draw. Sorry, I always do that. But either way, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He is a rather kill or be killed person, and we know Nate the Train, he can go the distance way more and, take it to a decision, possibly win, possibly lose, but it's like, he can kill or be killed too.
No, yeah. 8 fights in the UFC, 3 decisions, 5 finishes, you know what I mean? So it's like, definitely on that kill or be killed
side. Been knocked out 2 out of his 3 losses in the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I definitely
gotta be a fun one.
hope that Do Hoo Choi is able to get it done. I absolutely love to watch him perform. But so fun. Great way to open up the main card, honestly.
Oh yeah.
especially considering we may be coming into the main card sad.
We will be. Because this prelim headliner. And the fight before that.
Yeah.
God damn it. Sadness in just throughout the prelim. Let's just get it. The prelims there's so many good fights on this card, just up and down.
There
honestly.
is.
But this next one, Anthony Smith versus Dominic Reyes. Two people that should have had the title after fighting John Jones.
One of them via DQ, one of them via actually winning. Should have won the split decision.
Yeah.
Well, the decision, that one went unanimous for some reason to Jones.
I know. Judges. But Dominic Reyes definitely
Texas.
looked just looked reinvigorated in his last one against Dustin Jacoby. Great first round knockout 2 minutes into the fight. That was just absolutely awesome. Just stopping that 4-fight losing streak. A much needed win and bounce back in his career for sure.
Yes.
And Anthony Smith, he's just getting
up and down.
Man. And it's just like that age is really starting to affect him. You know what I mean?
It's really starting to show.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
The
damage and the age are just showing.
Yeah, because it's like with the Vitor Petrino one, it's like Vitor 11-0 going into it, he took his O. But that was just a very low IQ move on Vitor rather than Anthony Smith showing that he still has it in him to do great things, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It showed it to Anthony.
Yeah, it's like dude has 15 submission wins. He went for a takedown, neck entirely open, and then proceeded to lift Anthony up into the gilly even more. And just, you know what I mean? It was just really bad on his part. I don't know.
It's funny, though. Both of their last wins come in exactly 2 minutes into the first round.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Dominic Reyes definitely with the better win, though.
For sure, 100%.
Yes.
He actually did that. Not that Anthony Smith didn't, but it's just one of those weird ones.
It's one of those things where, Dustin Jacoby, he countered Dustin Jacoby as he was coming in, and Dustin Jacoby was kind of coming in a little wild, but that's kind of how Dustin Jacoby sometimes fights. But, I was saying before the podcast, Anthony Smith's last loss is against a middleweight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
UD to Roman Dolidze.
Yep, and then before that was Khalil Roundtree knocking him out viciously.
Mm-hmm.
Losing to
I feel like losing the decision to Johnny Walker is really just the solidification of a downfall because it's that was the first time Johnny Walker. Oh wait, no, I guess his second decision win. I thought they said on the broadcast it was his first, but either way, in the UFC.
In the UFC.
It was his first one in the UFC. It's dude has only been knocked out and knocking people out, and you lost the decision to him.
Yeah, and then
I can't be mad at the Magomed Ankalaev one. He was injured, and it's Magomed Ankalaev.
No, and because it's I feel like you said, with that one being a good fight of just really showing the decline, because it's his last win before that was a first round sub over Ryan Spann. His next fight after that was the rematch and goes to a split decision. He didn't look anywhere near as good in that fight, and then it's in fact,
I kind of thought he lost.
Yeah, and then just got fucked up by Khalil, like you said, the kind of lucky win against Vitor, a guy undefeated coming up, so it just, you never really know where they're actually at, and then it's Roman, which it's just that was just another one of really not looking good in, and man, it's just sad. I really hope that Dominic Reyes doesn't just go out there, beat the dog shit, and finish Anthony Smith, but I just kind of have a feeling that's what's going to happen, honestly.
The thing is, it's at the same time, I don't want, I wouldn't mind seeing Anthony Smith, I guess, would win, but he's gonna need to take him down and sub him.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's gonna knock him out.
Yeah, but it's even Jones didn't get shit going through the first 3 rounds against any of the grappling against Dom. I don't think Smith is doing any. You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
It's man. I feel like the best case scenario is for Dominic Reyes to kind of have not fucking beating the dog shit out of Anthony Smith over all 3 rounds, but it's just thoroughly showing that he was the better man and that Smith really couldn't do much. gets the decision win. Dom gets the time in the octagon to just feel good again, like just getting back into the groove, and then to just kind of show Smith of like, oh yeah, I really can't hang with these guys anymore, and then maybe he will finally retire. Like I feel like in my heart that's just the best possible outcome.
4 more fights for Smith.
Huh?
He's gonna fight like 4 more times.
Probably, but it's like, more than likely Reyes viciously knocks him out in the first round, and then Smith is back in 3 months to fucking take on a guy that he shouldn't, But yeah, very sad.
Yeah, he'll be fighting like the winner of Ian Kuntalaba and
it'd be some shit like
Aslan.
that. But the sadness doesn't stop there, because the fight before that, Vicente Luque is back, and
actually
he was supposed to be taking on Nick Diaz, which as soon as it got announced, everyone was like, "What the fuck are we doing?" I hate it all. You know what I mean? And I honestly loved the fight. I thought it was absolutely perfect. Vicente Luque, with all the problems where he's at in his career, it's like he is just not the same guy. He should not be fighting top-level competition. He shouldn't be fighting guys that are looking to get to top-level competition. I just think that he's past that at this point. Nick Diaz obviously shouldn't really be fighting at all, but it's one of those things where it's like you got older fighters that still have that itch. They're going to look to be coming back to get fights, So I just thought it would have been a good just cross of like, get Nick Diaz a fight that he's probably just going to lose again, but he's probably not going to get beat up too bad. Maybe he can just get a paycheck, whatever he needs, finally be done with the sport, and then Vicente just gets a decent win, just a name towards the end of his career, however long he continues fighting, and you know what I mean, can just extend it with not taking damage. But then, videos coming out with Nick Diaz with the crazy shit on the side of the street and all that, ends up getting pulled out of this fight, and in steps in Temba Garimbo, who
Listen, okay. The one thing I have to say when it comes to Temba is that I know, like, our biggest worries when it comes to Vicente is the fact that he's been having brain issues, what is it, like brain aneurysms, bleedings, just whatever. Which is obviously very fucking scary. So it's like when he got booked against Joaquin Buckley, for instance, that was terrible, and watching him get finished like that was terrible, with that in the back of your head that he has brain issues, and that's, you know what I mean? Temba isn't like the craziest knockout artist. Like, I know he got that one-punch knockout over Pete Rodriguez, which was really good.
But it's Pete Rodriguez.
But it's not like he does that often.
2 knockout wins in his career.
Exactly. So, I don't know. His wins aren't, like, the most impressive. He doesn't look the best in them. That was the best he ever looked, and then for some reason he did that and was like, I'm gonna be the next fighting for the title. Like, he started talking himself up big, but, like...
Talking crazy,
right? But it's like that was never realistic. So it's like Vicente still might be able to get a decision win over him. Shit, maybe he'll even look good and be able to get the finish. Temba being 33 too, it's not like he's like this young guy coming up. Like, he definitely doesn't have as much like damage or just accumulated shit as Vicente does. But
for sure, I don't know. I just with that Buckley one, it just really looked like Vicente just gave up and just was done. And then because it's like, just went to fucking half-ass pull guard, fell on the ground, It was like, when the fuck does Vicente ever do something like that? And then just started getting punched, covered up, and that, like that. It just literally looked like he gave up in that fight, and it
exactly.
And it's like, I don't know if he's just gonna go out there, get stretched or whatever, but it's just like, I feel like he's just gonna get beat up, and I
get it.
It's just so sad. Just motherfucking silent assassin, man, just coming up, just fucking when I first started watching and just seeing him just rip apart so many people and just fucking bow to the crowd of like, you're welcome for that performance, and just fan favorite through and through, and it just, man, it's so sad to just see what it's becoming, you know what I mean? But best case scenario, like you said, hopefully he could look good, get it done, get a finish in this fight. That would just be absolutely awesome.
That stuff just does happen in the sport, unfortunately. Like, we do feed the old to the young in this sport all the time.
Yep. That's it. But speaking of feeding the old to the young, former bantamweight champ Aljamain Sterling looking to earn his shot at a title at 145 pounds. And in order to do that, he's got to go through undefeated Russian 18-0 Movsar Evloev, the decision machine inside the UFC. I am so excited for the grappling in this fight. I'm sure most people don't give a fuck about this because it's like, oh yeah, fucking Aljo, the champ that nobody gives a fuck about, he sucks versus Movsar, the guy that can't finish anybody. You know what I mean? Like, a terrible fight. Yeah. I cannot wait to see what the grappling looks like in this one, man.
It is going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. It is just so funny that, like, 7 wins are via finish on the regional scene. Comes in 8 straight decisions.
Yeah, I am sure Aljo will be fighting with everything in his heart of I cannot be the first guy to get finished by. You know what I mean? Like, it's bro, with how hated he already is, if he gets finished, like, he's done. He's like, wrap it up. Your career in the UFC of like anybody like fucking night or what giving a fuck, you know, like you're done, man. And then because it's also like with all the people in the top, if you get finished by Movsar, it's like, what is Diego gonna do to you? Even if you put together 3 more wins, like it's like that's it, man.
Do you think that Movsar just wins the decision, though, in the end?
More than likely, yes. That is 100% what I am favoring to happen. I feel like he's going to just be stronger everywhere. He's probably going to touch him up on the feet. And, like, you know, I feel like with all the grappling, there's easily the chance that, like, Aljo's able to, like, get the back, you know, maybe get something done.
I was going to say, do you think at any point Aljo's able to get the back?
It's possible.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure.
Like, considering how many, like, situation, I mean, like, we don't even need to like think about like, well, if he gets the back, just like the situations that Diego Lopez was able to put him into on short notice. Like, it's like one of those things where it's like, you don't have any information on this guy, but it's like Aljamain can like scramble like a motherfucker. So if he can find anything in that scramble, he will try to attack it.
Oh yeah, I feel like definitely Diego a bit more opportunistic overall with the grappling.
That's what I was going to say.
Aljo's a bit more just methodical and like looking to the steps of I'm trying to get to the back end. You know what I mean?
But like if he sees something, it's like, you know,
it's like he has all rear naked chokes, 1 arm triangle choke, 1 ghillie, and then they have it as a knee bar, but it was the Suloev stretch.
So like from the back.
Which I was going to say, you know, from the back, he just, so like he has the moments of like, you know, he sees something and he wraps it up, but he's definitely pretty much hunt the back, take the neck guy. So
he is.
Where Diego's like, I'm going for the arm, I'm going for the leg, I'm going for the back, I'm throwing up a triangle, like he's all over it.
It's so exciting to see how this actually plays out and you know how it all goes down. But definitely favoring Movsar to stay undefeated and just slowly marching his way towards a title shot if he can ever get one, or if it just have to go like 11-0 and then he loses to someone and then they just cut him or something. You know what I mean? So.
Yes, the John Fitch path.
Precisely. So we'll see how all that plays out, though. Again, like I said, just great fights top to bottom. Just the meaningfulness doesn't stop because you got Bryan Battle in this next one, 6-1 in the UFC, taking on Randy Brown.
I'm so excited for this fight.
Bryan Battle is listening to a little bit of him with Ariel and just saying that, like, Randy Brown's Randy Brown. He fights, you know, like how he's always gonna fight. There's just nothing more really to him, and he's looking to go out there, put on a show against him. I just feel like he's gonna be able to get it done. Whether he wants to go to the grappling, just fucking beat him up on the feet. Like I feel like he's gonna be all over Randy in this one.
I agree.
I can see that. Randy, he is on a good run. I could see if this goes to decision, I could see him winning, potentially.
For sure. Like, I wouldn't. Like, he's a very solid fighter at 170 pounds.
Oh, yeah, no, like...
18 fights in the UFC and he only has 5 losses. Like, that really isn't fucking bad at all.
No, the last one being against JDM, and that's, you know, look where JDM is now.
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean? He's definitely very solid. I just think that Bryan Battle is on a good streak. He's definitely looking to just work his way up the division. I think he can do it. Randy Brown is just one of those guys that will like constantly sit outside the top 15. And if for some reason, like you said earlier with the golden era, like now we're there. So like there's not really people getting bumped up for him to find that spot in there. But, without the 6 new guys that have came in and made the division what it is at the moment, like he's easily one of those guys that someone leaves, he goes in, he's out, Yeah. But with that, he just fights those types of guys like Elizu Zaleski, Muslim Salikov, Wellington Turman, and I just think that Brian Battle is above them.
No, yeah.
I think he's going to be the next guy in 170 that we're just like, yeah, bro, we're getting big fights now,
Yeah, 100%. I
can see that.
You gotta fucking earn your way into the fucking top 15 out of 170 pounds now more than ever. I mean?
And it's like he's on a 3-fight winning streak. He had the one no contest with Anguissa, which he was easily winning that fight, and it probably would have gone to a finish, but like all the other 3 have. So he goes out there and blasts the doors off of Randy Brown. He's right there.
Yeah. Like his one loss coming to Renata, and that was on short notice, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's...
No, yeah. And even then, like, you look at the losses for Randy Brown, it is like, besides for his second fight in the UFC against Mike Graves,
Yeah.
The other ones are Bilal Muhammad, Nico Price, Vicente Luque, and then Jack Della Maddalena.
Yeah. It's
just like, that like right outside that top 15, like any of those guys, like Bilal, now champion, Vicente, pretty close to a title challenger, and Nico Price, and then Jack Della Maddalena,
top 5 right now.
Top 5 right now. So Nico's like the one out of those 4 that I mentioned, like being like someone who's he's just a wild fighter, and he got a knockout off his back on that one. That almost never happens. So
yeah. But yeah, it definitely has only lost to a certain level of competition, but yes, definitely do believe that Brian Battle is of that level. 195-pound catchweight between Chris Weidman, Eric "your boy" Anders is gonna be sad too, or does Chris Weidman get it done?
It just depends on how Chris Weidman also looks on if it's sad or not, because it's like, if his age is caught up to him and he's not on the roids, it's gonna be like, ooh, this is low.
I just don't believe that, like,
he is not on the roids.
Brother, with how he was taking shots from Bruno Silva, that he is on. Like they got that man the right thing. You know what I mean? Like that.
Right.
I don't know. Unless fucking, Bruno just really just that shot or whatever at this point. I mean, in reality, he has lost 6 of his last 7 fights overall. So, I don't know, but I'm just so uninterested in watching a Chris Weidman fight at this point, honestly. It's like, it's like every time he fucking fights, everyone is just like, oh yeah, he's dealt with like fucking 87 surgeries in his career and fucking all this and that, and you're just gonna re-show the replay of fucking him just snapping his shit in half, and like, it's like, come on, man. Like, he's 40 years old. He's been through all this. Like, why is he still here? Come on.
It is still so weird that, like, the 2, like, leg breaks in terms of the, like, them getting checked are Anderson against Weidman, and then Weidman against
Uriah Hall.
What was it?
Yeah,
Uriah Hall.
Yep.
Which is so weird because it was like, Anderson Silva, Weidman, then Weidman breaking it on the guy everyone thought was going to be the next Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
It's just weird how that ended up, or like how that.
Yeah. Just the MMA gods having fun,
Yeah. But history doesn't repeat; it rhymes.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens with that. But these fucking early prelims.
Yo, I'm so excited for this fucking flyweight bout, man. It's so bad.
Cody Durden, Joshua Van. 2 guys that got fucking knocked the fuck out earlier this year.
Both of them in July.
Yup.
And then both of them coming back for no reason in September.
Yes, so, like, ill-advised. Like, it just...
Both of them winning those fights in good fashion. I mean, Josh got the UD, but it was just a fun fucking fight.
Yup.
And now they're fighting each other 3 months later.
Yeah.
To the day.
It's so funny how things like that just happen. You know what I mean? Just the little things. But bro, this is gonna be a war. I
hope Joshua Van can get it done.
Yeah, always hoping. But man, someone's getting fucked up in this fight.
Yes.
it's like the only thing that makes it better, I guess, is that they were both knocked out viciously in July. But like, I hate it. I hate that thought. It's so crazy. And it's funny because both of them were finished by uppercuts.
Oh my god.
Joshua Van uppercutted by Charles Johnson, and Cody Durden uppercutted by Bruno Silva.
Okay, so they're gonna go out there like it's fucking UFC video game, just fucking blasting each other with uppercuts, just fucking.
Bro.
They're just gonna go in there, just go forehead to forehead, and just start fucking just ripping.
Just literal boxing range, just.
Oh man, yeah, this is gonna be such a good fight. I'm not sure how long it's gonna last. I don't know if it goes to a decision. If it does, we're gonna be blessed with war. So, yeah, let's see how that goes. Unless Cody's just real smart and he's like, I'm gonna grapple fuck the shit out of this guy.
Well, I hope he's not smart, because that sucks.
Yeah, that's definitely
boring way to do it.
Best. Here's the thing: he goes in for the takedown, uppercut, knockout.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. Michael Chiesa, Max Griffin, not as good on this. Clay Guida,
old man's fight.
Yeah, Clay Guida versus Chase Hooper, though.
This is so fun.
It is
old man versus. Like I said, we feed our old to the young. Except Clay Guida
we mentioned
still
it
like
when the fight was booked, but yeah, Chase Hooper was 6 years old when Clay Guida made his UFC debut.
Yes.
Yep. Clay Guida, a solid record of 38 wins and 24 losses, to Chase Hooper's record of 14 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. It's like you literally have to add Clay Guida's 24 losses to Chase's 14 wins to get as many wins as Clay Guida has at 38. Like, it is just absolutely ridiculous, the experience difference between these two guys. And with all of that said, Chase Hooper sub-minute finish. This is oh my god, man. It's gonna be so sad to see him just toss and roll fucking Clay Guida around however the fuck he wants to in this fight. Goes for the knockout.
God, that age difference, 42 to 25.
Yeah, man, like it. Fucking rocks fucking Slava real bad, you know? Does he go out there trying to fucking get a TKO over old man Clay Guida, you know? Or does he try to duplicate his grappling win and just get another calf slicer over him in the first round? You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Like,
because it's like, Clay Guida with 18 and 18 in the UFC, like you said, like 38-24 overall. He's only been knocked out 2 times in his career. 11 sub losses though.
Yeah.
So with Chase Hooper, I think his best path is to just go out there and sub him immediately. Not that it has to be immediate, he doesn't have to, but I just think he can do it immediately.
No, yeah. Like you said, his 2 knockout losses in his career, down a weight class at 145 pounds. Last one coming in 2016 against Brian Ortega. And then it was Chad Mendes in 2013.
That's crazy.
Yeah. 2 big punchers that are also amazing grapplers. You know what I mean? So it's like, and again, down a weight class of fucking 8 and 11 years ago. Like, yeah, it's gonna be incredible. I'm so excited though. Let's fucking go.
It is insane seeing you want to talk about resumes. Talk about Clay fucking Guida. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's for fucking everyone, man. Like, you don't
literally.
Like, yeah,
you can't have 36 fights in the UFC and not fight everybody.
Like, this 3-fight win streak is insane. RDA, Takanori Gomi, Anthony Pettis.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, those are definitely the last meaningful fights on the prelims. Kennedy and Zechiku versus Lucas Bresky is some very fun heavyweight slop to open up the card in general. So it'll be fun for that. And then some canceled fights. Tatiana Suarez, Virna supposed to be on this card. That is very sad to lose that. Hey, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yep.
Well, let's go. That is the end of this episode of the podcast. I hope all you motherfuckers enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you did. And hopefully we catch you on a beautiful review to motherfucking Shavkat Rakhmonov remaining undefeated. Let's go.
Remaining 100% finish rate.
Yes. Peace out, everyone.